Just a little quick update on my tables. Haven't posted a video for a while, so just go over a couple of the differences from my old tables. So this is a 4x8. I'm finishing up for a customer, delivering it tomorrow. This one is running the air scribe. You can see the regulators and connections there, and the air scribe next to the torch. So this is nice for scribing part numbers into your pieces before you cut them. You could do it in the same process. You can scribe numbers and designs with this, and then have your torch actually cut out the perimeter of your part. This one does have the adjustable water bladder, so you can adjust your water level up and down for cutting aluminum and steel. We specifically build these 100-gallon bladders for our tables. You can see down here. So basically how these work is you just hook up your shop air to your tank, and you can lower your water level and raise it as needed, and it uses your shop air, so it doesn't actually use any electric pumps or anything like that. So that way you don't have no failures on pumps in the future. You don't have to worry about it. This one's running the Hypertherm Sync 65. So the good thing about that setup is you no longer have your swirl ring, your electrode, and your tip. Now you have one cup that you just pop on and off, and it automatically sets your amperage and your pressure for you. So it's more user friendly. Hypertherm definitely has the lockdown on the CNC side of things on these machines. So I offer Hypertherm and Everlast and prime weld machines. So just depending on your budget, I do offer a couple variations. Come around to the side here. So one of the differences from my old machines is these motor mounts are now self-adjusting, so you never have to adjust your motors. These keep consistent pressure on your motors, and your gear mesh is always tight, so you don't have to worry about backlash or premature wear of your gears. Keeps some consistent pressure on both sides and prevents binding from over tightening, stuff like that. So they all have these rollers on the front, and these tables are heavy built. This is all 3/16 thick material. So this 4x8 weighs about 3,100 pounds. The 5x10s, which have a way thicker one-piece pan and a lot more bracing, these weigh about 37-ish to 3,800 pounds. So fully welded table. So you're not getting a bolt together table that's going to flex out a square on you. These things will last quite a while. These pans actually just sit in here. These are floating pans, so they're not welded to the bottom. So 10 years down the road, if you rust through your pan or damage your pan, cut through it or something on accident, you could have another pan bent and drop down in here. You just hook onto these hooks here, these holes, which are used for water flow and to hook onto to pull your pan out. You can pull that out, drop a new one in there, have a whole new bed. So I just pop the cover off. These just pop off. It's got keyholes in it, so you just pop it off pretty easily. This is your breakaway torch. So this is the collision detection. If you hit a tip up or anything like that, it will shut your machine down in an emergency and prevent you from breaking off your torch or dragging your sheets around. So this also allows beveling. So this head rotates, and you cut a 45 bevel on like a blade of a dozer or bucket or something. So that's definitely a nice thing to have on the Hypertherm machines, because these torches are not cheap. These new Sync torches are pretty expensive, so definitely something to consider. This is the piece that actually cut yesterday, and you'll see that video of it cutting. So this was just one of the test cuts that we cut just to make sure the machine is running good. We always do dry runs, so we'll test cut a piece and we'll also do dry runs on it. We'll run this thing on a dry run. Basically, I'll nest a whole program out to let this thing run for a couple hours without the plasma cutter on. So it's just doing the cycle without the cutter actually cutting, and it just gets everything warmed up, all your motors and stuff, making sure everything's working correctly, not skipping any steps or anything like that. So these come with your computers, your screen, everything needed. I sell tables ready to cut. I don't sell, pieces of tables like other companies do. You know, you got to buy usually they want you to buy the table, and then you got to buy the software, the computer, you know, all that stuff separately. When you buy a machine from me, you're getting the water additive, you're getting the programs to run it, the computer, your screen, keyboard, mouse, everything you need. If you buy it with a plasma cutter, it comes ready to cut. When we deliver these things, we roll them out, you know, plug them in, fill them with water, and you're up and cutting in 15 minutes. Every machine comes with 3 to 4 hours of one-on-one training. So, you know, we want to make sure the customer knows how to run the machine, you know, when they get it, not setting it up or building it for 2 weeks and then trying to troubleshoot with the company back and forth. You know, my customer service, weekends is not a problem. Usually every customer buys one from me, I tell them to send me a message on the weekends. I'm always out here working. If I'm not delivering or setting up a plasma table or a laser, usually I'm out here working, so it's not. Also, all my machines, whether it be my lasers over there in the corner that I sell, or the plasma tables, all my machines I could actually run from my office here and troubleshoot. So, you know, I got my own app here for remote access. So basically, you know, if you need help and I can't help you out through the phone, I can connect to it and remote in and help you get things figured out or adjust settings, parameters, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's always an option. One other upgrade on these that we did, it's a nice upgrade. We used to use UC100 controllers on these motion controllers. Problem with that was we were having people bump into the cords, slide behind their computers, they bump into it, wall the cord out, have a connection error after that. So to do away with that, we started doing Ethernet motion controllers, which are way better. There's no connection errors there. It's actually a lot better, more stable of a setup. So as you can see back here, and all our cables are always labeled. If you ever have to move these, everything is labeled. There's no guesswork in where things go. See the Ethernet cable there. So, but these are easily movable too. So, you know, if you have to move this, basically you just pull this one bolt out, disconnect 6 cables. Everything's plug and play. There's no hard wiring done. I mean, everything from the scribe to the breakaway, everything is, it's got plugs on it. So you're not hard wiring anything. If you ever move this, everything unplugs, you move your machine, you plug it right back in. So that's a nice feature. My goal on these machines is to make it easy as possible to maintenance and to repair if anything ever needs done. So that was the reason for, you know, everything being plug and play. Another upgrade we did on the 5x10 is the gantries. We went to a 3x4 gantry instead of a 2x4, which improves the rigidity of the gantry. So you can run at higher speeds now without getting any shake. And we also upgraded to the 800 ounce motors instead of the 480s that were normally used. So that helps tremendously on the cut quality at high speeds. And any of these upgrades, the adjustable motor mounts, the gantry, the Ethernet, going from the Ethernet to the, you know, from the UC100, all these upgrades are upgradable on your old machine. So any of my previous customers that want to do any of the upgrades, just get a hold of me. You know, you could do the upgrades on those as well. Everything bolts right over. So you can see some cut quality pieces here. So this is 3/8, and I'll show a video of this cutting at the end here. Got some 1/2 inch. Some nice clean cuts, straight edges. This is just a slug that dropped out, so this is right off the table. Got some dross in the back. That will knock off pretty easily. And you can see it's straight cut. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or whatever, feel free to hit me up. I'd be glad to help you out, or if you have an older table of mine, or if you want to get into cutting and buy a new table, feel free to reach out to me on my Facebook or on the website.